Despite all my time playing games from childhood to now, there is one thing that I have yet to do in all my history of playing games, and that is play a remake of a game that I already played and loved. The closest I came was with Persona 3 Reload after having played Persona 3 Portable. Similar, but no one would mistake Reload as a remake of Portable. Therefore, that experience has waited for now, the upcoming remake of the first Trails in the Sky game. The one that launched the 13 games and counting sub-series of the Legend of Heroes series. I have been there for a lot of it ever since I played Trails in the Sky back in 2016. I'll admit to being worried about this remake when it was first announced, but everything that I've seen since then has demonstrated great respect and understanding of what makes Trails in the Sky a great game and how important this game could be for Nihon Falcom as a company. Trails in the Sky is a turn-based RPG developed and published by Nihon Falcom in Japan and originally published in the West by Xseed Games. The game came out in 2004 for PC, 2006 for PSP, and was later ported to Foma, a 3G phone from the early 2000s, PS Vita, PS3, Android, and iOS. All of those are releases for Japan. It took until 2011 for the PSP port to come to the West, followed by a 2014 PC port. If you want to know more about the history of the original game, feel free to check out either my ancient, by my channel standards, video on the Sky Trilogy, or my more recent one, but somewhat outdated, Why Trails Localizations Take So Long video. As for the remake, rumblings from Nihon Falcom sparked a few years before the official announcement. Toshihiro Kondo, the president of Falcom who served as Trails in the Sky's director in its initial release before his promotion, expressed his desire to remake the game. The game was officially announced at an August 2024 Nintendo Direct, a significant place for a significant announcement. Why, you may ask? Well, that announcement was the first time a Nihon Falcom game had appeared in a worldwide game showcase from any platform holder outside of Reels, Nintendo choosing to highlight it, and it truly was Nintendo's choice. Kondo expressed surprise it was included in the first place, also shows their recognition of this being an important game as a remake of the game that spawned so much more than anyone ever could have expected at the time. Building on that importance was the later announcement that Trails in the Sky First Chapter, through Falcom's partnership with Gung Ho Entertainment for localizing and publishing in North America, and Clear River Games for publishing in Europe, that the game would have a simultaneous worldwide launch. No Nihon Falcom game has ever had a simultaneous worldwide launch, for reasons that I highlighted years ago in my video on the localizing process. Certainly having a strong start from Xseed's prior work gave Gung Ho a huge leg up, but it was still an unexpected and very welcome development. The simultaneous worldwide release and the fact that this is the first game of the series and can be recommended for all players without caveats has a lot of people, myself included, excited about its chances of success. We'll find out more on that front when Trails in the Sky First Chapter releases for PS5, Switch, and PC on September 19th, 2025. A demo is available for all platforms that covers the prologue and has save data carryover to the main game, for those who want to give it a try before release. Trails in the Sky First Chapter takes place in the Kingdom of Liberl, a small monarchy bordering the two biggest superpowers of the continent. This is a momentous time in the continent's history as the Orbital Revolution is ongoing, allowing for new technology such as flying ships and orbital arts that is bringing the world closer together. In the small town of Roland in Liberl, we meet our protagonist, Estelle Bright, daughter of the famous bracer Cassius Bright, who, along with the boy her family took in years ago, Joshua, has become a junior bracer. The Bracers are a group independent of any country dedicated to helping people. They defeat dangerous monsters, locate lost items or people, and so much more. After becoming junior Bracers, Estelle and Joshua set out to become senior Bracers by traveling all around the country to get recommendations from the other branches in Liberl. While doing so, they will bond with those they meet, discover more about the world and themselves, and maybe get themselves involved in things bigger than they ever thought possible. As some of you may know, but maybe some of you don't, Trails in the Sky is the beginning of the Trails sub-series, which is notable for its continuity between games and deep world building. This is the game that begins that all, and so anyone can jump in without missing out on any important lore or world building. I also personally loved the original because of the blend of well-developed and thought-out characters, both in the main party and with the others that help out Estelle and Joshua on their journey. Part of the reason the location trailers have been highlighting so many characters in them is because even non-playable characters have a rich life and writing beyond the main story. There is a sense of coziness to a lot of Trails adventures while still engaging with the deeper and sometimes darker themes of the world and characters. If you love story-rich games and haven't tried the Trails games already, I think this will be a great game for you and a great game for you to start this series with. The biggest change for the remake, though, is the gameplay. The original was a straightforward turn-based RPG with grid-based movement. The remake embraces the recent transition that the series made to a hybrid style of combat where you engage enemies in action combat and then can transition to turn-based. The system resembles but works differently from, say, Final Fantasy VII Remake's hybrid system or Metaphor ReFantasio's. You can complete entire encounters with enemies via action combat, which is very helpful when dealing with weaker enemies. It's not the deepest action system, but you can dodge, attack, and time your crafts to get the advantage before you switch to command battles. In command battles, you can do a regular attack, use arts for elemental attacks, heals or buffs/debuffs, use unique character crafts, or use items/defend. The remake adds in the ability to follow up on attacks that was first introduced in the Trails of Cold Steel games. Sky Remake's combat seems to me to be a great mix between the formulas of the two most recent arcs in the series, Daybreak and Cold Steel. If they can nail it as it looks from the footage so far, this could be the best blend of fun quick action and deep and engaging turn-based battles with continued input from the player I've seen in any game. We've also been told that the remake adds in some new quests and other content. No exact details have been shared, but there have been some inferences that we can make from trailers and from the recent demo. I do hope the team doesn't go overboard with this, especially with previewing future games in the series. A little additional sprinkled in is fine, but there are limits to fan service like that. Also, given the expansion of the areas, voice acting, and more, that means this game may take me longer than the 69 hours I spent beating the original twice. I'd say less is more in this particular case. Visuals are another crucial part of the remake process, and I'll admit this was an area of trepidation for me for Sky Remake. Neon Falcom, for all its great aspects, is not known for its strong graphics and visual presentation. I do think that the Falcom games, and Trails in particular, has always had a great sense of visual style, but that doesn't always translate over into high-fidelity gameplay. And given how important this game was, it needed to nail it to capture audiences beyond the core one. Consider me impressed though, because not only does the game look gorgeous, it looks gorgeous in a way unlike pretty much any previous Falcom games, while staying incredibly loyal to the design and feeling of the country of Liberl and its denizens. The animation from character expressions and movement to action cutscenes and battlecrafts are so fluid and expressive. The original game had so many great unique expressions for characters like Estelle that seeing those on display in 3D animation is an absolute treat. Each scene, location, enemy, and outfit has been realized in 3D with just as much attention to detail as you would want to see. I truly can't wait to see it all coming together in action with those moments that the trailers won't be showing us because those would be huge spoilers, but I am dying to see. The other big change for the remake is, of course, the addition of significant voice acting. While the original did have some battle lines voiced, pretty much everything else was text only. On the Japanese side of things, they did get voices in the EVO versions of the original, but no English equivalent was made. For voice acting, the Japanese cast has either completely or almost completely been replaced. On the English side, surprisingly, many of the original cast has returned, including Stephanie Sheh as Estelle and Johnny Young Bosch as Joshua. Most of the ones not returning had already been replaced by voice actors for the characters in later projects involving the characters, so it makes sense to keep Brianna Knickerbocker as Tita, for example. They all sound fantastic. It's going to be a blast seeing them be able to properly play these characters, and there are some voice lines I'm dying to hear. The game won't be fully voiced, but so long as the most important scenes are, and are completely voiced, I'll be more than happy. Musically, Sky the First came during one of my favorite eras of Falcom music composition, and thus far, the remake has kept up that quality. I still feel goosebumps every time I hear the intro to the game. I'm confident, based on what I've heard, that they will be able to capture the original's heart and beauty. Sky the First is a treat for the eyes and ears, and I've heard that even from those who are completely unfamiliar with the series, which is quite the accomplishment. The Sky games are a particularly special group of games for me. I would rank Sky First Chapter in my top 5 of the most important games for me when it comes to my gaming history. This series has given me so many wonderful moments, characters, memories, and even connections with online friends. To see this remake, see the excitement of everyone as each new bit of information comes out, is an undeniable pleasure. I think this remake is shaping up to be a great enhancement of an already fantastic game. Trails in the Sky First Chapter offers a lovely world to explore, characters to grow to know and love, gameplay to immerse and challenge yourself with, and memorable songs to hum along to. I will miss some of the things from the original, such as the chess quotes, but overall, it's still incredible to see the game lovingly recreated in 3D. I have no major reservations about this upcoming remake, and I hope fans new and old will be charmed by this game as I was by the original. I know I'll be there on day one. What do you think of Trails in the Sky First Chapter? Are you a series veteran or a prospective new fan? Let me know in the comments, give this video a like, and subscribe for more Sky Remake content, and of course, more Trails content in general. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and happy gaming.